Hi friends. If you want to check out what my favorites have been for the month of November, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name is Alicia if it's your first time here, and if you are returning, well, thank you for paying me a visit again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. And if any of that interests you, maybe consider subscribing. I know very early on in the video to ask you to commit to such a thing, but here we are. Got my favorites for the month for you friends. I'm going to try to make this as compact and short as possible. You know how I like to get chatty. And with that said, we have timestamps down below if you wish to scan over the items first and skip over to whatever portion of the video that piques your interest the most. Why don't we start off with skincare? I have quite a few items that I've actually used more than 1 month in November, but I keep forgetting to mention them. I definitely have to start off with Hada Labo. Hada Labo is not new to the skincare realm. It is all over the internet. People are definitely impressed with the price point and just the unassuming packaging and presentation of Hada Labo. It is a Japanese skincare brand, but it's like Japanese drugstore skincare brand. The fact that it's very effective and not super expensive, I think, is what piques people's interest and encourages the consumer to repurchase. I have the Premium 5 Hyaluronic Acid Emulsion. I thought this was the essence where it's more of a liquidy texture. This is like a 3-weight essence, which I actually use all over my body. I apply this all over my wet skin and then I go in with the CeraVe moisturizing cream and my skin is good. This is the texture of their essence, and I remember James Welch was saying that the 5-weight one, the one in the gold bottle, is very sticky because it has 5 different weights of hyaluronic acid in there, and the role of hyaluronic acid is to attract water molecules from the atmosphere, but you need an occlusive agent to help those molecules stay in your skin and slow down transepidermal water loss. It's not going to completely eliminate it because water molecules will inevitably still escape your skin barrier, but you want to keep the majority of them in your skin so it does not dehydrate. I actually really love this texture. It also has urea in it that I believe it does come from urine, if I'm not mistaken. I know it sounds gross, but this is an incredible texture. It is very, very smoothing. I really love this. I apply this before I go in with my occlusive moisturizer. It just has a nice silky texture that does not feel heavy. I primarily apply this at nighttime. I definitely go in heavy with the emulsions and the creams at night because we are in winter time. Given the cold temperature and the heat, the back and forth wreaks havoc on my skin, and it does have a tendency to feel really dry. And it is a light changing constant type of day, so excuse me for the constant adjusting of the exposure. I used this before my cream, and you know what, let me get it because hold on, I just got this from Ricky's because unfortunately a lot of their locations are going out of business, so a lot of their products are like 50% off. I got the Bioderma Sensibio Light Soothing Cream. I was like, oh, I have to try this. It's fragrance free, it's very travel friendly as it is only 1.33 fluid ounces. And I love this texture, and dare I say, appropriate for during the day if you have very dry skin. Is perfect under makeup. It doesn't leave behind a greasy film despite the name soothing cream. It is actually very lightweight, absorbs quickly, and leaves behind an optimal texture for makeup to be applied on, I feel. Especially for me because I don't like my skin to feel matte before I go in with my foundation. I like a little bit of a plush texture before I apply foundation because I feel it just yields a more skin-like finish and result. And I just apply this over the Hada Labo and just look at the radiance that's left behind with that combination. I really appreciate this cream. I'm so happy I picked it up. Originally it was priced for 20 bucks. I got it for 10. Bioderma is known, like I've shown you before, this is what I use on a daily basis to remove my eye makeup for multi-look videos or if I just needed to change an eye and leave the rest of my makeup on, or even just to take off the rest of my makeup well before I go in with the balm closer to night. This is a phenomenal product. It is optimally formulated for sensitive skin. There is no stinging, no irritation, no dryness feeling after. So Bioderma makes immaculate products. In particular, their Sensibio line, I feel with the pink label, is ideal for sensitive skin conditions that easily get irritated by fragrance or irritating ingredients. Good Molecules was really nice enough to send me their silicone-free priming moisturizer. I've been using this for a few days, but I wanted to mention it as a favorite because I'm actually really impressed by the texture and performance of this product. It was funny when I received the box. Inside the box it says silicone's great breakouts or something like that. You know, in this day and age, I feel the skincare space has become so competitive that brands now rely, and they have been for quite some time, so nothing new, they rely on demonizing certain ingredients just to make their product seem a lot better and safer. And I feel it's just the narrative that I don't quite agree with in terms of using it to market their products. I don't have nothing against silicones. In fact, I love them. I have a lot of silicones in the products that I use on a daily basis, and I have not experienced any breakouts. Particularly the marketing angle that Good Molecules took is that they mentioned in their little product card, science says that silicones don't cause breakouts, but we believe the people and makeup artists that say that they do. Well, yes, I mean, if someone truly believes that silicones cause breakouts, you know, someone has to believe them. And if they feel they much rather have a product, a moisturizer namely, that's formulated without silicones, then let's give it to them. I feel it's just unnecessary to put silicones in such a bad light in order to kind of make this product thrive or any other product that markets the same claims. All in all, I like this not because it uses a plant-derived silicone, but I'm actually really impressed by the texture, at least behind. It's moisturizing, it's emollient without feeling heavy or greasy on the skin. And it's very fast in absorption. And it's like a soft matte type of feel without feeling over drying or the skin doesn't feel tight. This is perfect to apply under my sunscreen because now, again, like I mentioned, in the winter season, maybe in the summertime, I will skip moisturizer altogether and rely on my sunscreen for that step in addition to the sun protection it provides. I definitely go in with the moisturizer as well as the sunscreen because I need that reinforcement of moisture. It's a really great texture. I highly recommend this to anyone who doesn't like silicones but needs a lightweight feeling moisturizer that delivers beautiful moisturizing benefits, again without the heavy feel, and that needs to rely on a moisturizer that will double as a primer. My standout favorite benefit of this formula is that it is indeed fragrance free. Ever since I eliminated a lot of fragrance from my skincare and body care, anything with just the lightest bit of scent, it bothers me. And that's my favorite characteristic of this formula, is that it is indeed fragrance free. I actually wrote back to my Good Molecules contact and I mentioned maybe they could reformulate their cleansing balm to be made without the ylang-ylang, because I have said in the past that I loved how it smells, but since I mentioned I just eliminated the majority of fragrance from my skincare routine, I can't use that cleansing balm anymore. It's like too much. Despite the fact that I wash it off, even that 1 minute or so that I massage it into my skin, it's like, it's so perfumey to me that I simply can't use it anymore. So I just suggested maybe they would reformulate it or just have another cleansing balm. And we're getting so dark, hold on, that's not as heavily fragrant as the original formula. This is perhaps the most innovative sunscreen I have ever used. I've been using it all month and I am just still in shock about its performance. I saw this on Gothamista's channel. I believe she released a favorite sunscreen video this past summer and she mentioned EV technology. It is a Swedish skincare brand that, oh my gosh, she was talking about the mousse and everything about it. I'll show you in a second. I'm on the website now because I just want to get a few details about it. A revolutionary Swedish invention, EV sunscreen, or EV, sorry. Mousse is based on patented patented medical skincare technology and has been manufactured in Sweden since 1999. Eevee's patented formula has several unique features that give you superior protection. It forms a protective barrier that enhances your skin's natural defenses. The mousse spreads throughout the top layer of the skin instead of staying on the surface, which many creams do, and it doesn't rub off whether you swim, sweat, or dry yourself with a towel. This means you get very long-lasting protection against both UVA and UVB rays. Our products also protect your skin from heat, wind, and water stress, as well as skin irritants such as chlorinated or salty water, algae, or soap. Doesn't that sound like a dream come true? And it's for real. If you want, I would definitely post the link down below if you want to read up more about the products. This one specifically is the Daily UV Face Mousse in SPF 30. I got this from Selfridges and nearly died when I saw that it was available on that retailer. I believe you could, I think you could get it on the website. They have a web shop. I'm not sure how much the shipping would be. And these things go so fast. I think Selfridges had like an SPF 50 that sold out. This sold out at one point and is back in stock. I'm thinking about getting 2 more. It relies on several UVA and UVB filters, namely Uvinul A Plus, Octocrylene. I'll put all the filters down below if you want to nerd out on that. This though, okay, hold on. It comes out as a mousse, as they said. They recommend that you pump out a golf ball size amount for your face, ears, and neck. I just love how I could visually measure up that amount and not worry if I don't have enough on. This mousse dries and it smells like nothing. Not even a sunscreen smell is present in this formula. You might just smell remnants of like aerosol smell because it just freshly got pumped out. There is no fragrance in this mousse. Thank you. And the texture is just so nice and radiant. Once you apply it, give it a second to just melt into your skin and it won't dry as shiny. I like it under makeup. I really like the texture. If you are oily, maybe it will feel a little too emollient for you. I think you would get used to it very quickly simply because this is just such a great formula. I love it. I love it so much. I'm going to get 2 more bottles because I don't see myself not using this ever. I still love my Beat Shield. I have a couple of other favorites that I will mention in a sunscreen around the world video because I have a few from around the world. This though is definitely a standout favorite. I cannot tell you just how beautifully this is formulated, how innovative it is. It says here, sunscreen for all skin types, prevents dark spots, anti-aging, hyaluronic acid. The UVA protection in here is through the roof, and the UVA rays are responsible for darkening any hyperpigmentation on my skin. And I have to tell you, in addition to me using tretinoin like once a week, at the most twice a week, using this sun protection, I feel it has significantly lightened the hyperpigmentation that I have on my skin. Many of you have been saying your skin's been looking brushed from the air, and I'm like, it's definitely a collaborative effort of things. First and foremost, me not picking on my marks or whatever I feel that needs to be picked on, keeping my hands off my skin, a highly effective sunscreen, a retinoic acid, I'm good. The last pieces of skincare I want to mention is the Then I Met You Birch Milk Refining Toner and the The Giving Essence. These are fairly expensive for an indie brand. I think Charlotte Cho wanted to release products that she fully believed in, that were well researched, that were made by a formulator that was just highly skilled in creating products that were going to be just outrageously good. I could use this twice a day or once a day. I go between my Neogen Micro Ferment Essence, which has been my standout favorite for a very long time. This is not artificially colored. This is due to the black chokeberry in here that is said to be very high in antioxidant protection. The Birch Milk Refining Toner has like 1% glycolic and lactic acid in it. So if you are sensitive to those ingredients despite the low percentage included rather, I would stay away from this because it's not worth risking. But you could use this once a week maybe if you have very sensitive skin and you just need a weekly lightweight exfoliating treatment that you couldn't find from another product because they were too irritating, just too strong. This also contains the Birch ingredient that's said to be very moisturizing, very hydrating. Both of these products do not have any fragrance, and I actually, from the few weeks that I've used them, I see a difference in terms of my overall brightness, even tone, and they don't irritate my skin. They don't burn, they don't make my skin flaky. I don't use these, namely the Birch Milk Toner, on the same night I use my tretinoin because I think it's just too much active ingredients despite the low concentration of glycolic and lactic acid in here. I feel it's just safer to use this on another night altogether. And I've just been focusing on using moisturizing, hydrating products that are going to protect my skin from the elements because tretinoin is like my star champion active ingredient product, what have you, that's doing the heavy duty work, and all I need to do is to make sure my skin is well protected so it doesn't have to worry about fending off free radicals and environmental stress and pollution and sun. I need to create that shield so my skin can just focus on the cellular skin turnover and repair. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel my skin's been looking really good. It feels really smooth. Yes, it still has a little bit to go. I have very concentrated amounts of hyperpigmentation here, but I think it looks pretty blurred, you know? Don't you think? I think we're doing pretty good. Up next, I wanted to quickly talk about the Esum makeup bags internal organizers. I went into more depth about this in my Muse Beauty Pro video. They were so nice enough to send these comped because they are running their holiday makeup shop event that goes through December 27th, I believe. It's either the 20th or the 27th. I got the interior organizers, and these, first of all, I love makeup bags. I love makeup bags. I will find a way, circumstances to use all of them. But this by far has been just the most seamless organizing experience I have ever encountered in just packing my skincare and my makeup. For instance, I did a quick sleepover over my boyfriend's house and I could fit everything here. I could fit my EV Technology sunscreen easy. It just fits perfectly here, top to bottom. Hello, top to bottom. It closes. I could put in all my minis, my floss, my Sonicare brush head I could put in here. I do make a point to gather as many minis as I can. I rinse them out, I wash them so I can refill them with my fuller, bigger size products. But this is just so cool. It's lightweight, it's waterproof. I love this thing. And this is the larger organizer if you want to put full-size products, if you're checking your bag, if you want to put skincare, both skincare and makeup in one bag, and that you can see everything. I think that's like the standout feature that I love most about this, is because some makeup bags, they're beautiful, but you can't see through them. And this just makes it easy to ensure that you have everything, right? You don't have to open it up. You can see everything there. You can find your products easily. It just makes, again, for a seamless experience. So definitely digging those, and we'll just continue to use them going forward. Makeup, we finally made it to the makeup. I have to start with what I have on my eyes today, the Pat McGrath Divine Rose. Divine Rose, I mean, she hit it out of the park with this one. While I understand that there are 4 repeat shades in here, not everyone has all of Pat McGrath's products. Eyeshadow palettes, namely. This was perfect for them because if you don't have Sublime or the Highlighter Trio or Subliminal, you're not going to have repeat shades if you buy Divine Rose. I collect and have all of Pat's palettes. I don't mind. That's like something you have to expect as a collector at times. You might have repeats. I don't have the box. I don't have the overall curation of these shades. The mauves, the lavenders, the cool browns in here, the roses, this shade, Rose Venus Nectar. Hold on, what is it called? VR Rose Venus. Absolutely beautiful. I have this on my eyes today in addition to Ritualistic Rose. I know I have to go back on here and do another 3-look video using both palettes, but I have this shade, the glittery plummy shade on the inside portion of my lid, and then I tapped on Astral Solstice right on there. I have Lovelace, but you know what I also have on my crease? I am very well aware that I just bought this 2 days ago. I applied the shell color from the Natasha Denona 5-pan palette in 02. Listen, I know I just got this, but this for me is just an ideal curation of shades with the beigey pinks, the lavender grays, the maroons. This with Velouria, and then the brown shade from Divine Rose. Oh my goodness. I applied this on top of shell, and then I applied the brown shade. What is it called? Extreme Mahogany on the outer V. Like, are you kidding me? It's a beautiful palette. Cannot go wrong with Divine Rose. It's not as intimidating as a lot of Pat's palettes. I think it's very approachable. I love mauvey tones for everyday looks. I think it's a nice escape from neutral browns. And yes, not everyone's gonna dig that. They think that it's muted, it's boring. And listen, you have a right to your opinion. I understand. Don't feel like you have to buy this or you have to lust over it because it's Pat McGrath. I particularly love these tones, the mauves and the lavenders and the gray lavenders. Those for me are just, oh, they're so sublime and they look beautiful on the eyes. They just add such dimension, and the color story is just different. Again, from typical neutral brown and black. Like, let's take a break from that. You know what I'm saying? Mauves all day, baby. I also have to quickly mention, so one of you had reached out and showed me a picture of a lavender colored Pat McGrath palette. You had also mentioned that it is a Bergdorf Goodman exclusive. I splurged on the Bergdorf Goodman Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction. This 100% I should not have bought this. But are you kidding me? It is lavender colored and it is the Bronze Seduction. So they chose to have Bronze Seduction in the lavender or special edition. Oh my god, this nail. The special edition Bergdorf Goodman colored palette. Probably because Midnight Sun already had a special edition palette design with self-ridges. So maybe that's why Mama Pat couldn't put the Midnight Sun color story in here, which I think would have been a lot more appropriate to match up with this lavender palette. Blitz Astral Orchid with this. But you know, not too bad. I think it's a fun contrast. You know, maybe not my favorite, but the lavender, I couldn't pass this up. Like, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Unnecessary, beyond a splurge. This is the Midnight Sun box, and this is the Bergdorf Goodman box. So a little different. It's all purple versus Midnight Sun has the gold and purple there in the illustration. They also have the limited edition lipstick. This comes in flesh number 3. So the lipstick barrel is the same color as the palette. I'm not going to dip into this. This is just going to be untouched, and she's just gonna live in her box. Yeah, I had to teach a couple of more privates to make sure that I was not broke. But since I knew that was gonna happen, I decided to go ahead and buy this very unnecessary special edition palette. I'm still on the fence about the special edition Midnight Sun on Selfridges because it's lined with gold. I mean, ridiculous that I'm even considering it, but you know me and Mama Pat, I love a palette. Foundation, not necessarily a new product on the market, but I have been using it more often, and this is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I believe this released well back in the summertime. 122 medium tan. I mixed this with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in number 6 with a little bit of Pat Sublime Skin Fetish foundation in 16, and I really love the finish. I love the coverage. I do feel you don't have to go in with a lot of this foundation because you run the risk of it looking textured on the skin if not well blended out. And I use very little. I use half a pump because I do use a little bit of Pat's foundation as well, and I find it just leaves behind the perfect amount of coverage, because ultimately you rely on foundation to even out your skin tone, to create that fresh canvas of color. I've been going in with concealer to further cover my hyperpigmentation spots, where before I was relying on the foundation and I think it was looking too heavy. So ultimately, you don't use so much foundation to cover your spots as well. I believe you rely on foundation to maybe cover up the redness or sunspots, like ones that maybe take up a larger surface area on the skin, and then you go in concealer for those concentrated amounts of hyperpigmentation. And I feel my foundation hasn't been looking as heavy, it looks more skin-like, so I've really been enjoying that combination. I have to give a shout out to the Linda Hallberg Infinity Deep palette. I believe on this day, as I am filming this video, she's holding 50% off all her palettes. On Monday she did 50% off her crayon, so I got all the sets. I'm waiting for 50% off her lipsticks because I'll be grabbing a couple of those. I combine the shades Light Year, Redshift, and Umbra. So this trio here, I just lightly dabbed in all 3 pans and I buffed that into the skin, and I think it just leaves behind a really beautiful bronzy glow. Light Year with Redshift or just Umbra. So this duo here, I love as a natural light eye look, because Light Year has some pinkiness to it with the beige, and I feel it's just a perfect contoured color for the transition if you don't want to use a deeper brown, but you just need some dimension to the eyes so the lids don't look flat with mascara or false lashes. So I've really been enjoying this palette, and then the fact that you could use not only the powders on your face but on your eyes as well, I just feel makes it very versatile and a great palette to have whether you're a pro or just a makeup enthusiast. For brushes, oh my goodness me, I'm not going to mention the Sonia G Sky Eye Set because that of course is a favorite but is currently out of stock. What I will mention is the Chikuhodo brush. I talked about this in my Beautylish gift card event. I have a few Chikuhodo brushes in my cart right now because I'm not sure what Beautylish is going to do for Black Friday. If the Chikuhodo brushes are not going to be discounted in any way, I'm going to wait because I don't want really anything else except that from Beautylish at this point. I have a lot of makeup. I bought a lot in 2019 and I think I'm well stocked, and despite the amount of makeup that they have, sure, I can make an excuse to buy anything on a discounted price, but if I know I don't love it, if I'm not going to use it like I will with the Chikuhodo brush, then I'm just going to leave it alone. But if they are going to be on sale, well, I'm going to pick up a few more. This is the cheek brush in number 8. I highly recommend, if you have any questions about Japanese fude brushes in general, you go to Sonia's blog, sweetmakeuptemptations.com. She talked about the number 8, how she considers this like a holy grail brush, and it's so great when your thoughts align with someone else who's just much more detailed than you are in terms of, in this case, Japanese brushes, and to know that she thinks the same as you, I'm like, oh my god, Sonia thinks the cheek number 8 is a good brush too. The size of it is optimal for any part of your cheek routine. Bronzer, blush, highlight, setting, under eye setting, buffing. I mean, the size of this brush is just so ideal for any of those tasks. It's squirrel hair, gray squirrel, I believe. Depending on the translation, blue and gray I think are the same, but depending on like the company in Kumano will determine if it's blue or gray. I don't know if I got that right, but that's what I remember from my brain. Usually you will rely on squirrel hair to pick up not as much as goat hair if you want a lighter placement of color. If you find that blush has not worked out for you because it always looks clownish, it always looks heavy, squirrel hair. I use a squirrel hair brush specifically with these powders because they pack quite a punch, and I wanted to make sure it didn't look too heavily pigmented on my skin, so that's why I used this brush. And it's small enough to get into the contours of your face and not spread the color too far out or down. Of course, ideal for blush, it just fits onto the apples of your cheeks or even the cheekbone beautifully well. I can't get enough of this brush. This is probably the most immaculate brush I have ever used. I don't know what else to say. I'm speechless. And of course, Michelle Wong, what she was talking about when she went to Kumano and she got the fox hair set. that fox hair brush set is on fudebeauty.com. Let me know if you guys have ever ordered from that website. It looks pretty legit, but they got the fox hair brush set on there, and oh my god, I am this close. I'm waiting to see if they're gonna do anything for Black Friday, but oh, like, I know they're just brushes. I should really wait. I need to save up the money for that set. But listen, I am in deep the Japanese brush addiction hole, okay? Like, it is bad. I will make up any excuse to buy more Japanese brushes. I don't need it. I have everything that I need for an immaculate looking face of makeup. Can't stop. Oh, quick update. In my Natasha Denona video, I was saying how the Duo Glow in Alba, I applied it with the squirrel hair brush. I think it's better with a goat hair brush because the goat hairs are gonna buff the product in more and not leave behind as much texture as a squirrel hair brush would. So I just wanted to give you that update. This though, I mean, the glow with that pinkiness that's left behind. Are you kidding me? Again, got this 2 days ago, but love it. Love it, especially with the Face Pro. A quick shout out to by Cindy Societal. She was so nice to send me these nail polishes. This is an I Love You, and Taro Milk Tea. I wear these in a few videos past, and unfortunately she is in Australia, so I don't think she mails to the US. She sent this to me through means specially to get them here, but if you are in Australia, you could definitely order these colors. These I love, but specifically the brush is curved at the bottom, but the bristles are long, so it makes it really easy to get right at the edge of my cuticle in the nail bed, and it doesn't overly spread, because sometimes the curved bristles exist on a shorter brush, and I feel by the time I spread it, because I have small nail beds, the polish just gets way too close to the edges and it's a mess. This makes it so easy to polish. I love the design of this brush. I wish all my brushes were designed in this way. Right now I have a Holo Taco on. I ordered the holiday set, and I have Play Rosé on. Where is it? And I tried their Peely base. I mean, it works very well. This is in Play Rosé. The amount of holo in this formula is insane. Look at it. Two coats, and you get a full-on glitter effect. This is the light blue shade. I believe it is called Frostlight. So pretty. I love it. This is the Peely base. I rather use a Peely base coat when dealing with glitter because it's so chunky and tough to remove that you could just remove it as, let me see if I could do it on camera. You just get around the edges and it just comes off. Well, that wasn't as good as my index finger, but I tried. You just get an orange stick and use cuticle oil and just kind of nudge it under the polish. It removes very easily. And I cannot finish a favorites video for November without mentioning Lisa's True Velvet Matte Lipsticks. I'm contemplating getting another Velvet Fawn because the rate by which I'm using this lipstick, I'm not gonna have any more Velvet Fawn for 2020. And that is the date, well, the year. We don't have a specific date yet for the restock, but man, oh man. Here's the thing. She talks about this in her True Velvet Color lipstick video about undertones. The sorcery is the fact that this could be applied on several skin tones. Yes, the color is going to appear differently, but it's not going to appear flat and dull. It adjusts to whatever lip liner you decide to apply with it. No matter the skin tone, it's gonna look like a beautiful nude. It's extraordinary. I wanted it to be a little more pinky in tone today to match up what was going on with the eyes, so I applied it with the pinkier tone lip liner. This is the Natasha Denona lip liner in L5. It's like an antique rose. I'm sorry, the skincare makes it a little tough to put this liner on. So it's a little rosier in tone, and that's why I wanted to pair it with the Velvet Fawn shade so it could appear a little more pinkier. But if I wanted it to appear a little more brown, I'll go in with L6. L6 is more of a medium nude brown shade. So when you see that distinction, and depending on which liner you apply the Velvet Fawn with will determine the overall shade and tone of the nude. It's just so beautifully smooth. The fact that it's a matte, but it still feels creamy. It diffuses any lines on your lip. It just feels immaculately sublime. I can't say good enough things about these True Velvet mattes. I got the pink one because I was like, oh my god, what, she sells out again? So I got the pink set. I ordered another Velvet Morning because it broke. I'm thinking about getting another Velvet Fawn because I'm just blown away by these shades. And I'm gonna wear my darker shades more often because despite the fact that they're darker shades, they're just still so easy to apply and they stay well throughout the day. They feel amazing. I'm gonna hit some more on. Like, I can't get enough. I cannot get enough. I would highly recommend them. Grab what you can, because like Lisa said, she's not going to do another restock until like 2020. We don't know when that's going to be, if it's going to be 2020 of next year around this time, November, earlier or later. So get on it. I think that's it. Hopefully this wasn't too long, and I'm sorry I didn't have any demos in this video, but I feel that I have a lot of demos in past videos of products mentioned. So I will make sure to post all those video links down below. If you want to see anything specifically in action, let me know and I'll try to make it happen. And yeah, let me know what your favorites have been in the month of November, what you have your eye on for Black Friday. It has been insane. I'm trying to hanker down on my wish list and be reasonable with items that I know are worth buying versus items that I'm just lusting over and will just get over it quickly. Let me know what those items might be for you, like stuff that you want to buy but you shouldn't really be buying, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another review, tutorial, favorites, get ready with me, or shop recommendations. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.